Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. Gonna have a walk and talk today, and it's inspired by honey. I'll explain more of that as we go. We'll hop on the gator, get down here to the garden spot, we'll sit a spell, and talk about honey. Y'all, you can really see these greens coming in now. This cover crop, greens and winter peas. Threw a little fertilizer on it the other day, and it's really popping now. But for these walking talks, I never force any of them, and it is Friday morning. You're going to see this tomorrow if it all loads properly and on time, Saturday morning. I don't ever force one, and I was telling Lisa this morning, I don't have a message for a walk and talk, but through a course of events that unfolded throughout the morning, I've got one. And so it's neat. I'm going to explain that to you here in just a minute, how this came to be as we get into today's talk. But you should be able to apply it to your own life. Let me hop on the gator, sit a spell, and we'll go talk about some honey and some other things. So y'all, this morning, here's what transpired to get today's walk and talk, and I think you'll find it interesting. I like to tell you how these things come about. Lisa and I have been working real hard the past couple of days. Weather has been beautiful. In the 50 percentile humidity range by dinner time, lunch, and high 70s. So it's been really nice. So we have been pulling stuff out of our metal building. It's been piled full of primitives and antiques for years. Lisa used to be a dealer for those kinds of items, and when we built the home here, we had a bunch of that stuff still, so we crammed it into the building, and we decided this past week it's time to sell that stuff. And so she's been pulling stuff out, cleaning it up, marking it down, you know, wholesale pricing, and has sold stuff by the truckloads to get it out of here to other dealers and a few individuals. But let me tell you what happened this morning to get me on the topic of honey. So Lisa and I, we work together as a real good team. She doesn't like to deal with the actual dealing with people when it comes to selling stuff, and that's kind of my strong suit. So she'll take the pictures of this stuff, post it onto the Facebook Marketplace, and then I deal with all the messages, set up appointments, things like that to get it sold. And everything had been going smooth. Met some really nice people yesterday. Over the past several days, have met some really nice folks. Been able to share a lot of our testimony with folks and them with us as well. It's been really neat, really neat. Well, during the night last night while we were sleeping, people, you know, are up all night because, like me, I used to work at night a lot of times. And they're sending messages about things. And one of the items that we have up there is a honey extractor. Put the honeycomb down in it, it's antique, spin it, spits the honey out. Well, 2 or 3 people had sent a message throughout the night wanting to inquire if it was still available. So I responded in turn as they came in. It's still available, it's still available, it's still available, that sort of thing. Well, I go on about 6:30 this morning, start cooking breakfast, or get up, start cooking breakfast, and my phone dings again. One of these individuals replied, said, "Would you take X amount of dollars?" I said, "That's fine." Sure, because we're just trying to open up some space, and Lisa can recoup some of the money she spent on this stuff, golly, over 10 years ago. So it's just been sitting in the building, we're cleaning it out. So I marked this item as pending. Well, I go and cook breakfast. We sit down, do that, and then I go to reading my Bible. It's Bible study time. That's kind of my routine in the mornings. And after I get done reading in the Bible, the Facebook message thing goes off again. It's one of the people that had inquired about the honey extractor. And so I politely told them it is no longer available. Didn't make an offer, just said, "Hey, I'm interested." I said, I said, somebody else has already claimed it. I've marked it as pending. If they do not show up, I'll be glad to let you know. You know, trying to be nice. So the individual, instead of being like, okay, no problem, thank you, they reply with, well, I messaged you first. And it kind of threw me aback because, you know, I don't do this every day. And I'm like, maybe you did. I don't think so, but it's first come, first serve. Show me the money kind of thing. And I said yes to somebody else. So I said, hey, if you did, what have you? I'm sorry about that. If you don't follow through, I'll let you know. Same thing I've done before. And I thought, well, that'd be it. Guy's just having a bad morning. Well, so he sends another message right back saying that one had just sold at auction that looked worse than this one for a bunch of money. I'm like, I just sent a thumbs up back. I'm like, I don't care. You know, we're just trying to make space in the building. And I left it at that. A little bit of time goes on. I am back getting ready to get my day started, and I'll tell you what else happened. A little bit of drama. So I'm sitting there in my chair, got the computer pulled up. I'm looking at a few things. I like to kind of browse before I get my day started after I have had breakfast, read the Bible. Then I sit down for a few minutes, look, see what's going on in the world. Well, Lisa says, hey, so-and-so has left a negative review saying that we didn't keep our word on this honey extractor. And I'm like, what? Didn't even sell it to this guy. So long story short, it really messes with your nerves. If you're already stressed anyways, and somebody's trying to attack you. Well, my thoughts went, at first, I want to reach through there and grab hold of this person, because, you know, that's a lot of times my initial impression when I get, you know, hate mail that isn't warranted at all. But then the next immediate thought that came to me was a godly thought, and it was about honey. So guys, God used a rude person this morning to remind me of honey in the scripture because we were selling a honey extractor. It's neat how things line up. It just popped straight into my brain. So I've got a couple of verses here I'm going to share with you out of Psalm 119 and a few out of Proverbs. So I know they're real short. I'm going to read them here real quick. I hadn't bookmarked here, but I pretty much read in those books every morning. So Psalm 119. It's right here close, going to verse 103. 119, verse 103. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Speaking of God's word, how his words are good and how they are like honey when consumed. It'll brighten your day. It brightens your countenance. It brightens your spirit. And then in Proverbs, going over to Proverbs here, start here at chapter 16. And these are just one-offers here, you know, verses 16-24. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. When people attack you, that's not healing to the bones. You've got to have some really thick skin, especially in today's world. Whether you are selling things online, whether you are in public service, in sales, whatever it is, as long as you have human contact of some kind with other people, you're going to have some thick skin. Because people are going to look for ways to hurt you because their feelings get hurt or they don't get what they want, so they cry and they lash out. And so what we as believers have to do is rely on that sweetness of Jesus to help us get through those unpleasant, unsweet, or unsavory comments from people, or ways that they display their actions towards us. Let me get to another one here. Proverbs 24:13, and it looks like 24:14. Let's see, 23:13. Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honey from the comb is sweet to your taste. And in 14, know also that wisdom is like honey for you. If you find it, there is a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. That's a promise to you right there. Honey is good for you, my son. That's what the Lord is telling us here. And we're also told at other points in the Word, if we find honey, don't eat too much because it can make your stomach sour. And what that's talking about is, you find some good things in life, don't overindulge. Don't overdo it on anything. Try not to be extreme one way or the other, because it can actually sour you. It will sour your spirit. It will sour your mind. It will sour your outlook on our current state of affairs here in this world that we are living in. Mind you, we are not to be part of the world if we're born again. And so I just find it neat how the Lord used a $70 honey extractor and one rude person to remind me of how much His Word talks about honey, and then lead me to His promises. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. And that's not the only place in the Proverbs there that is spoken of. Yeah, I just find it really fascinating, y'all, how the Lord has used that situation this morning to bring some words of encouragement to you guys. So to bring it back to the negative review that the person left, I guess I don't understand how all that stuff works, but it gave it so many stars, the rating for the seller. Not that we sell a bunch of stuff on Facebook, but the past few days we have to clean that building out. But I told Lisa, I said, you know what? I've been hearing about a social credit score for years now. It's already here. It's on Facebook. It's on probably any other online platform that you use to sell anything, or probably even YouTube, as far as your likes and dislikes. That's a social credit score. They have already put it out there. People say it's coming, it's coming. No, it's already here. It's been here for, how long's YouTube been on here? How long's Facebook been on? How long have people been able to hit the like or the dislike, or leave a negative review or a negative comment or a praising comment? They've already put the social credit score out there. So maybe that's another topic for another time, but it's already here, y'all. Wake up and see it. But also wake up and see that the Lord is good. His Word is good. It is sweet like honey. So make sure you're consuming it. Make sure you're consuming His Word. And if you do so, there will be a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Guys, I hope you have a good day, a great week. And if you're having some of those negative things come your way, just remember, greater is He that is in me than in he that is in the world. And I probably just butchered that completely, but you know where I'm going with it. Guys, y'all have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.